It might be a rainy evening here in Manila, but the action remains hot inside the United Sports Arena as we continue with the 2024 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. We're ready now to present our third match of the day's triple header, and it should be a good one. We have special thanks to offer to all of the people who have showed up even amidst the rains and the strong winds outside. In our game, our final game for today will feature the FUDN Steel Ultras and the Criss Cross King Crunchers as we welcome you to our coverage here on One Sports Plus and Pilipinas Live. We appreciate your continued support of men's volleyball, and we are hopeful that we will all be treated to a tremendous matchup here in our third game. Carlo Pamintuan with Neil Flores on the call. Neil, FEU is the only unbeaten team here in our tournament so far, and they could possibly lock up a semifinal spot with a win here today.
That is correct. Only one win away from securing a slot in the semifinals, but it won't be easy because they will be facing their toughest opponent yet in the form of the Criss Cross King Crunchers. We know that this is only the second season of Criss Cross, but nung first season nila, nag-final sila agad against Signal. So this is going to be an intense matchup between FEU and Criss Cross. There's a bottleneck dun sa spot number 3 hanggang spot number 6 with 4 wins each yung mga teams natin dyan. Signal very comfortable at number 2 with 5-1, and FEU again wants to, protect their unbeaten record by getting a big win against a veteran team in Criss Cross.
At yung masaya dito sa ating race so far for the top 4, as only those 4 teams who make it into the next stage, into the semifinals, is they find a way to win against some teams but lose to the others, no? Kaya it's all very exciting. Hindi mo talaga alam kung sino yung papaboran, kung sino yung siguradong mananalo dito sa ating conference here in our invitationals, and that is why this is going to be a big match. For the FEUDN Steel Ultras, their last game was something that they could use moving forward because they had complete control of the first 2 sets against the Spin Doctors of Savoj, and then they lost the third. Yeah. They lost the fourth, but they recovered right in time to still keep their undefeated record intact.
FEU looked strong in the first 2 frames, but then they had so many unforced errors in set number 3 and set number 4. 15 of their 32 errors came from those specific frames. That's why nanalo yung Savoj then. And Savoj actually had a 2-point lead at one point in the 5th set, but again, kinapitan ng FEU. They won that by a very slim margin, 16-14. We know that they're a strong attacking team. They're also an organized blocking team. So I would say na in totality, maganda yung skill set na meron itong FEU. And matitest ulit yan against a tall team in Criss Cross.
Imagine that. Savoj actually outscored them in total. So 106-102, but still, the most important points, at least in that 5th set, were on the side of FEU. And most of them were delivered by this guy that we are ready to feature right now. He lost his way in terms of the rotation in the 3rd and 4th sets, but he was trusted to come back into the 5th and close it out.
I said this before and I'm gonna say it again. He is the new king, Tamarao Intrao, na Drix Saavedra. Again, very high efficiency when it comes to attacking. Before entering that game against Savoj, he was at 55% clip. But in that game against Savoj, dire-diretso lang siya. And he tallied 25 markers built of 22 attacks, 2 blocks, and 1 service ace.
But again, it was his output in that 5th set that really helped them secure that victory. Kaya naman, 6-0, still undefeated are the FEUDN Steel Ultras. Talo naman tayo dun sa kabila, the Criss Cross King Crunchers. This is a veteran-laden squad. In a little bit, we'll tell you all about the weird situation about one of their players also being a coach for the other team. But that is for another discussion. Their last game against the Martelli Meets, it was a clean sweep, 3 sets, as expected coming from the King Crunchers.
It was the easiest win for Criss Cross. Only 73 minutes yung game nila against the Martelli Meets Butchers. First set was very lopsided, 25-9. But again, when they win games, mapapansin talaga natin na lamang sila in the blocking department. That is the trademark of one coach, Ty Bundit. Gusto talaga niya, meron silang target na kill blocks, and in each game na napanalunan nila, I feel like nasunod nila yon and nahihigitan pa. So blocking will also be a factor here because we know that Drix Saavedra will still lead FEU.
He will definitely challenge all of those blockers. How will they try to stop him? We'll find out later on. in the game. When you talk about Criss Cross, all of them can lead this squad in scoring. Any of them can explode at any given game. But Francis Saura was in a groove in their game against the Martelli Meats.
Criss Cross also made several key additions to their roster. Nico Almendras is one, but right now it's Francis Saura in the spotlight as he had almost 70% attacking efficiency in that game against Martelli Meats. So, na-fill up nila yung kinailangan nilang opposite spiker position. May suporta na ngayon yung veterano na si Isay Marasiga.
We hope that all of our viewers are safe and dry wherever you're watching us from. And if you are, please join our discussions. Mr. Rinsoy Baguio will tell you how.
Thank you, Carla and Neil. Here in the Spikers Turf, we love hearing from all you volleyball fans, especially on the Pilipinas Live app. That's why we have a poll question for you guys right there, asking which opposite spiker will throw down more attacks. Is it going to be Francis Saura or Drake Saavedra? Let us know what you think online with the hashtag SpikersTurf2024 and on our Facebook and Instagram pages. And so without further ado, we head on to our last game of today's triple header. It is the Criss Cross King Crunchers going up against the FU DN Steel Ultras as they send it over to the Coliseum announcer for the starters.
Presenting our officials of this match. First referee, Ms. Jocelyn Del Rosario, FIVB International Referee. Second referee, Mr. Mark Santos, National Referee. Calling on the starters first for Far Eastern University DN Steel Ultras. Let's start with our team captain at number 8, Jello Talisayan. Wearing jersey number 5, Miko Espartero. At number 9, Zidric Saavedra. Jersey number 11, Lyric John Mendoza. At number 15, Zula Dongala. Jersey number 17, Benny Martinez. Starting libero, number 12, Jacob Selajes. With our head coach, Mr. Edison Arculio. Now let's meet your Criss Cross King Crunchers. Calling on jersey number 1, Nico Almendras. At number 5, Jude Garcia. Jersey number 7, Rex Inta. Number 11, Francis Saura. Jersey number 14, Ish Polvorosa. At 16, Gian Glorioso. Starting libero, number 18, John Philip Pepito. With our head coach, Mr. Anuson Tai Bundi. This is match number 33, preliminary rounds.
Your starters for FUDN Steel, Saavedra, Nongala, Talisayan, Espartero, Mendoza, Martinez, and Selajes as their libero. On the other side, a veteran-laden squad of Criss Cross will open things up with Saura Glorioso, Almendras, Garcia, Intal, Polvorosa, and their libero, Pepito.
For FU, Dongala will be starting out this game in their last game against Savoj. Ang ganda ng bunot ni Coach Ed kay Chad Absin. So that's something to look out for also for the Ultras.
Neil, when you go up against a dominant blocking team, how do you plan on attacking them, especially early, no? Sa pagsisimula ng laban?
Of course, you have to play it smart. Sometimes power isn't always the answer when you want to score a point against a strong blocking team. You have to choose sharper angles, that's one. You have to also fortify your coverage kahit na mablock ka ng mablock as long as may suporta. You will have unlimited chances of running that counter-attack. Yun yung importante until you score a point. So persistence will also be key for FEU.
Sometimes acceptance that you will not be able to beat them. Diba?
Yeah.
Yun yung kailangan tanggapin ng FEU. That is not the way they want to start this matchup. It is a service error coming from Martinez. Nico Almendras also with a service error. Mahirap ba mag-warm up pag malamig yung
Of course,
panahon?
yes. That is definitely a factor. Pag malamig yung venue, malamig din yung panahon. It'll take some time, but siguro by this point, makakuha na ng magandang pasa. Yung teams natin, but that's another error. That's 3 straight unforced errors to start our ball game.
Okay, let's see if we will see our first legal serve here in this matchup. Courtesy of Glorioso. Keeps it very, very safe. Dongkala connects. Di nagkaintindihan doon sina Polvorosa at Almendras on the deck. In those situations, you would prefer it not to be Polvorosa who will get the first touch, right?
And kadalasan play right talaga so that your setter can get that second pass. Pero sometimes kung diretso na lang din naman sa setter, they can just opt to put that ball up. So it will really boil down to communication.
Nakabawi naman agad itong si Ish with that signature one-handed set to get their first kill. How about 4 service errors in our first 6 points of the match?
Kadalasan yung mga jump serve talaga yung may chance na hindi na magpass dyan sa ibabaw ng net.
Saavedra touches the tape a little bit. Oh, that was a good slide. Rex Intal with the point.
Classic play from Ish Polvorosa and Rex Intal.
Taon na rin nilang ginagawa
They've done that thousands of times. College pa lang, so tininan pa lang, alam na nila agad that short slide will always work for them. Nephew was only up with 1 blocker.
Ooh, nice serve. But great effort coming from Martinez to keep that in play. Almendras blocked. And the first kill block of this matchup will be scored by FEU.
As I said, they're very organized when it comes to the blocking department. Out of system na yung Criss Cross, they were able to establish that 3-man block.
Hirap putasan, triple block. Sent Almendras' way as we're tied at 4 apiece. Another service error, 5th of the match.
These athletes are still trying to get their range.
Rexental with his team up by 1, serving now. That was slowed down by the tape. Garcia sets it up. Almendras. That's a check wall.
Great idea from Nico Almendras to hit high and long. Also have to consider the height of the blockers of FEU. Medyo pantay tayo in that department. May lamang lang ng onti itong Criss Cross.
At ganyan yung mga veterano, no? They will not attack you the same way twice. He was denied the first time. Learn from it. Oh, that is a smart move coming from Talisaya.
When you have the hang time, you will have that option to wait for the blockers na bumaba bago mo itulak dun sa mga kamay nila.
Mendoza now serving. That's 4 service errors already for FEU.
Coach Ed is clearly unhappy with those 3 points given up by the Ultras.
I mean, magaling na yung Criss Cross King Crunchers. You can't help them out with all of these early mistakes. Polvorosa serving. Saavedra gets one through.
Finding a crack in the wall, that double block. Glorioso was a bit late for that double block.
As expected, a tight matchup between these two teams. Martinez serving. Good first ball. Oh, that block sails just out.
I don't think that challenge will be allowed.
conversation between our lead official, Jocelyn Del Rosario, and Talisaya, the team captain of FUD and Steel. Because this will push us into our first technical timeout of the first set. It is 8-6 in favor of the Criss Cross King Crunchers.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. The FU Ultras may be facing a lot of veteran players tonight, but Coach Ed made sure that his players are not going into this game intimidated. Kwento ni Coach Ed, hindi niya tinatrato ng mga bata ang players niya. Reminded them not to think that they are at a disadvantage just because they are younger. Malaki ang tiwala ni Coach sa ensayo na ginawa nila, sa sistema na ginagalawa nila at sa pagsasama ng players. And so Coach believes that they have a real chance of staying undefeated even if their last 3 assignments in the elimination are Criss Cross, Signal, and Lasal. Halatang palaban ang coach itong FEU. So let's see if they'll also be able to show that on the court. Carlo Neal.
Oh boy, they will be running a gauntlet.
Save the best for last.
Of 3 strong teams. And all of those are hopeful that they will be part of the top 4 as Garcia is set back. Rally stays alive though. That will be a point for FEU, 4 touches. But Neil, balikan lang natin, no? Yung 8th point nitong Criss Cross, why was the challenge disallowed from the side of FUD and Steel?
Okay, FU was asking for a block touch. But ang nangyari ay, ang sinasabi nila, tumama daw muna kay Francis Saura yung bola before nag-out of bounds. But it was clearly in front of the first referee. So it will be a judgment call. And hindi talaga siya considered na block touch. That's why that challenge was rejected.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. But, I mean, so walang specific, di ba? Yun yung importante dito sa volleyball. Your challenge needs to be exactly on point. Kung ano yung hinahanap mo. Saavedra answers right back. It is a tight match where the King Crunchers only leading by 1.
He was up against his coach in FEU. Again, coach itong si Jude Garcia for FEU. Even CNC lang from the Signal HD Spikers.
Siyempre, maliit lang naman talaga yung ano natin, di ba? Yung community natin sa volleyball. So these things will happen.
Ang dami nangyari. Wait.
Let's review. Okay, what exactly happened there?
All right, there was a double contact violation called by the first referee.
Right,
That
tapos
ball
nahulog si Intal.
hit the head of Rex, tapos pumunta sa atin yung bola.
Okay.
At natapon yung kape mo.
Oh, that's a miss hit. No touch, according to our referees.
Mendoza was clearly under that ball. Benny Martinez has to put a little bit more height dun sa sets para makuha ni Derek Mendoza yung contact point.
Much better service coming from the King Crunchers, but Saavedra remains to be a riddle that the King Crunchers could not find the answer to right now.
Lefty opposite, very rare to find nowadays. And every time he's up against a single blocker, pwede mo na yan ilista as a point for FEU, and Steel.
Good serve from Saavedra. Garcia was slowed down. The quick. Oh, that's a net touch from Garcia. Unfortunate because they actually did tremendous effort to keep that ball alive mula kay Saura.
Familiarity is coming into play here. Ganda ng rebounds ng FUD and Steel against Jude Garcia.
Napatingin si Saura kasi alam niyang good yung dig niya eh. So merong net touch and then they get lucky. Saavedra scores on an ace. 3 straight points now for FEU. As they tie the contest, but then a service error from Saavedra. Ganun talaga pag kargado yung serve. Sometimes you get lucky, you force that one over the tape kahit na may tama. Sometimes you lose control. Neil, yung mga ganyan, sino yung pinakamalakas pag-serve na na-experience mo makalaban?
Mark Espejo maybe,
Espejo,
Brian Bagunas. Yan. Yung mga mabigat talaga ang jump serve. Kumakaliwa yan. That error will give FEU their 12th point. Updated error count on the service line. 5 for FEU, 3 for Criss Cross.
Make that 6
for the Ultras. That's a lot.
Yep. Basically half nung pinuntos nitong Criss Cross King Crunchers are donated by the Ultras. And then the blocking always present coming from Criss Cross. They lead by 2 again.
Look at the commitment from Nico Almendras. The jump against the middle blocker of FEU.
Saavedra. One goes over. Another chance here for FEU. They go to the other side, and it is effective from Talisayan.
Team captain getting a point back for his squad. Just down by 1.
Tight match, as expected. FEU undefeated. Criss Cross, 1 loss here in our tournament. That's a hammer coming from Coach Jude.
What a pipe attack from Jude Garcia. Just releasing his frustrations kasi kanina pa siya na-check ng blockers ng FEU.
They go to the middle. This one gets through, but it is kept alive. Almendras attacks. Martinez sets it up. They go back to Talisayan.
Back-to-back points from Talisayan. Unanswered by Criss Cross.
And going back to the report of Doreen earlier, this does not look like a team, the collegiate team going up against a finalist, one of the finalists of our open conference. They're attacking this game like they belong in this court, like they can beat the King Crunchers. And they will tie the count at 15 apiece, courtesy of Ndongala.
They are the reigning champions of the collegiate B-League. So, we know na they are candidates para pumasok dun sa semifinals.
Almendras gets one through Saavedra. That will lead us to our second technical timeout. Only a 1-point lead for the King Crunchers, 16-15.
Maybe this time. Hindi ko alam kung sino kumanta eh. Basta sikat to sa TikTok ngayon eh. And it feels alright, maybe this time.
Spike the mic po yung title ng ating video na yon, pero sinayaw ni Nico eh, di ba? Sinayaw niya. Pinilit niyang i-perform para sa atin before showing us his singing skills as well, as Nico Almendras ready to serve. His team up by 1. Oh, nabantayan na. Itong si Talisayan finally blocking was present from Criss Cross.
Timing is everything when you're trying to catch up for that double block. A while ago, there was a crack dun sa double block ni Saura and Glorioso, but Gian Glorioso was there in time for that kill block.
One-handed set. Nabantayan itong si Garcia. Oh, and Donggala with another quick.
That's a perfect example na power isn't everything. You can go for that tip as long as walang tao dun sa floor. You can convert.
Glorioso owning up to that mistake. Hindi niya nabantayan. Split second too late there on the jump. Oh, Saura. Almost scoring. Another chance here. Garcia is denied.
FEU is showing the veterans that they can also get their advantage pagdating sa net defense. Donggala getting that monster block against Jude Garcia.
Must feel good going up against your assistant coach. Getting a block against him. This one, though, will be unstoppable from Glorioso.
Quick stab there from Gian Glorioso off that B quick.
Glorioso ready to serve. His team up by 1. And that is a cross-court kill coming from Miko Espartero.
First point for Espartero. He's coming off a 14-point performance against Savoy. The second top scorer next to Drix Saavedra.
Garcia overcooks it. No touch, according to our referees. And FEU, all of a sudden, up by 1.
FEU knows that Jude Garcia is the best scorer for Criss Cross, so they're trying their best to contain him here in the opening set.
A double-digit numbers, 10 points. To back up the 14 of Saura. How about that block from Espartero? And it will force a timeout coming from the Criss Cross King Crunchers as they find themselves down by 2 deep in our first set.
Left lie, looking. Sige lang, cover tayo. Also, left lie, spiking, ha? Get it. You see me having you, not you,
Wala lang tayong gigil Diskarte lang tayo, diskartehan lang natin.
Happy, may 1 point. Happy!
Neil, I saw you nodding your head while Coach Ty Bundit was saying his instructions. Lay it down for us.
2 words lang naman kadalasan sinasabi ni Coach Ty. Left, right. You can't challenge the block head-on kasi maganda rin yung timing. And in that last play, maganda yung set ni Ish. I mean, it was a reverse set, single blocker against Francis Saura, but he wasn't able to go for the best angle. So, they have to adjust. Pagdating naman kay Jude Garcia, he might be overthinking a bit.
Oh! No defense behind for Criss Cross. And this is a 3-point lead for FUDN Steel.
Yep, the ball was actually high. Kaya pa sanang buhayin for the counter-attack.
Not a good first ball. Garcia is denied, but it is kept alive. Kailangan itawid. Chance ball for FEU. Martinez sets it up. Oh, miscommunication. And that will fall out of bounds.
Wasted opportunity for the Ultras. Momentum was clearly on their side. They were getting consecutive kill blocks against Jude Garcia. Then there was a miscommunication error between Benny Martinez and his attackers. Now magpapalit si Coach Ty ng tao. It will be Isay Marasigan and Jewel Asia to replace Francis Saura and Ish Polvorosa.
The veteran setter now serving his team down by 2. And there we go with Isay Marasigan, who just checked in. Instant impact.
Yeah. Quality minutes for Isay Marasigan. He is the team captain after all.
Hindi kailangan ng warm-up.
Hindi pwede andyan
FU
yung
naman ang
netiting
tatawag
bola,
na timeout.
ganun, diba? Ngayon, ilayo mo lang. Mga kalahating tipang ganyan. Okay? Ngayon, kung kaya natin magandang pasa ngayon, magkombinasyonan tayo. Kung ikaw umikot o siya, okay tayo doon. Yun nangyari lang kanina na walang timing. Kanina dapat yun. Hindi niya talaga aabutin kasi umangat eh. Hindi sa'yo yun eh. Umangat sa kanya, bibitawan niya kasi ikot na siya eh. Ulitin lang natin. Ha? Isang magandang ulit. Pass. Babalik tayo. Tara, let's go. Babalik.
Set height has
Yeah.
to be on point for Benny Martinez, lalo na pagdating sa mga combination plays. Matataas tumalon yung FEU. So, sometimes, pwedeng malito yung middle blocker kung para sa kanila ba or para dun sa taong tatalon sa kaliwa nila.
But you love that coming from Coach Ed because he just wants them to try again,
Yeah.
right? Minor adjustments, try again, make something work, and they score a point here.
I'm sure he's satisfied with the performance of the Ultras here in set number 1, except for the service errors.
Yep, but at least they were able to minimize, no? At this stage of the matchup, they committed a lot of those, 6 of those early. That's a push. Picked up. Good opportunity to score here for Criss Cross. Garcia sends it wide.
Garcia has been trying to go for that down the line angle, that zone 1 area, pero paminsan sumusobra.
Dahil nga dun sa huling timeout, sabi ni Coach Ty Bundit, left, right. Let's see if he was able to clip a block touch. Yes, this is going to be our first challenge of this matchup. Titignan po natin if it will be a 3-point advantage for FU or just a 1-point game. Again, going back to our tournament format, top 4 teams from our prelims will enter the semifinals. Looks like it is clean.
Yeah. Too much angle from Jude Garcia. Just basing it on the body language of Coach Tai, he was asking Jude Garcia to use the hands of the blockers to his advantage.
Patamain mo na, yeah. Drix Saavedra serving now, up by 3. Marasigan also wide. No challenge, instead of timeout coming from the King Crunchers as FUD and Steel is at set point.
ว่าแท็กกูดฮาร์ดสตองไปให้เซตเตอร์คอนโทรลฮะวันอีซี่คอนโทรลดูมิกดูเล่นดูเอวิติงฮะเฟิร์สแท็กโอลี่
Hey! Criss Cross! Criss Cross! Go, balik.
They need 4 straight. Talking about the King Crunchers to extend this first set. Not impossible, but difficult to pull off. Itong si Saavedra rin, nagbawas siya ng power dun sa jump serve niya, Neil, no? As he has committed a couple of errors here in this first set. Good pickup for FEU. Oh, but this attack will be off. Almost scoring there. Garcia!
That is the Jude Garcia that we all know. Look at that hit. The silencer. Front line pa. Pumatak yung bola.
If you were here and you heard the thud of that ball, mind-numbing power coming from Garcia. Follows up with a strong serve. That one. Oh, will be thrown away by FEU. I think they got lucky. I don't think there was a touch from Criss Cross, Neil.
That's correct. And Benny Martinez want to go for a short ball. That's 2 straight points for the King Crunchers.
Nico, yung gawin natin, huwag ikaw dito, di ba hinagis? Pag hagis niya, gumalaw ka dito, nasa harap ka, di ba? O, pag hagis ng bola, labas ka agad. Ang mag-receive tayong dalawa lang, ng libero, tsaka ikaw. Ganun lang mangyari. Same play, ganun ulit. Pagka hindi kaya, huwag natin pilitin. Kasi ang layo, nandito. Pagpalagay mo na, veterano. Hindi naman pagka, ang layo ng travel niya, tatapat siya, nakatapat. Sa maganda. Mababa yung percentage, baka patay. Sa maganda.
Now, FEU has 2 attackers in the front row. Nasa likod si Drix Saavedra. So the only option for Benny Martinez to involve him is to go for that pipe attack. This is a good substitution for Coach Ed. Double sub. He wants 3 attackers para kahit papano mas-split nila yung blockers ng Criss Cross.
Let's see if this change works out. They are at set point, up 24-22. Oh, that's unfortunate. Jude Garcia with a service error that will allow the FEU DNC Ultras to claim the first set. They win it 25-22 against the Criss Cross King Crunchers. (25-22), the collegiate squad, FUD and Steel, outlasting the veteran Criss Cross King Crunchers in the first set, and they got momentum, Neil. Late in that first, they were fighting off the back foot. They were actually chasing, but they were able to turn things around.
The Ultras started off with a lot of unforced errors on the service line. Pero nagtapos din tayo sa service error from Criss Cross. And the best thing that FU did was to limit Jude Garcia in set number 1. They had more attack points and they were able to beat Criss Cross at the net.
In their own game.
In their own game. 5-3, all other categories, dikit na dikit lang din tayo. So again, it will all boil down to defense dito sa dalawang teams na naglalaro ngayon.
And that should be a huge confidence booster, Neil, for the younger squad, knowing that they have it in them to score at least a set against the King Crunchers.
Leading scorers for FEU, Saavedra with 4, and Dongala with 4 as well. For Criss Cross, it's Glorioso and Almendras with 3. Jude Garcia has only registered 2 points, and that is very surprising.
Yeah.
Because there were games na nasa 34, 35, 20 plus. Yun yung normal production ni Jude Garcia.
Baka alam din talaga, no, nung mga players that he helps coach how to defend him. Familiarity may have played a factor in favor of FEU against Garcia. So if you're Criss Cross right now, what is the biggest adjustment?
Well, they have to involve other attackers. Kasi clearly, nababantayan si Jude Garcia. So somebody has to take the reins as the top scorer para lang maiba yung flow ng blocking pattern ng FEU. And when that happens, they can go back to Jude.
Yeah.
Isay Maresigan will start out set number 2. Francis Sara will be coming off the bench.
Almendras will open the second set. Talisayan will score the first point of our second set. Kasi sa FEU, when Saavedra started to slow down, Talisayan stepped up, Espartero scored a couple of points, and Dongala also providing crucial points. Celajes should have at least tried to go for that ball, Dave.
Reaction time should be spot on. Lalo na pag nakakuha na ng rebound yung
Yeah.
kakampi mo. You have to move those feet.
Dongala. Oh, that is kept alive by Marasigan. There's a joust. FEU to the back set. A little bit off, and that made it very hard for them to recover defensively.
Set was just too tight for Drix Saavedra. And Jude Garcia definitely had the upper hand in that joust. 2 hands against 1.
Workable first ball here. Oh, but what a denial. Coming from Garcia.
Confidence booster for Jude Garcia. That's the beauty of volleyball. Pag natapos na yung isang set,
Yep.
you start anew,
Yep.
back to 0 ang score.
Saka narinig ka niya, hinahanapan mo daw siya ng puntos nil eh. Ayan tuloy, but Talisayan owns both points for FEU here early in the second.
Silent operator for FEU. Hindi mo mamamalayan. 5 points na pala. Si Jeller Talisayan. Scored 3 in set number 1. 2 here in the set.
They go to the quick, picked up by the team captain. Espartero gets one off the block.
FEU has been taking advantage of the double block of Criss Cross. Yun yung hindi nagawa ng Criss Cross ng set number 1. You can see Jeller Talisayan, you got Espartero just hitting it off the hands of the blockers.
That one had too much behind it coming from Garcia.
He has finally shifted gears. Kanina medyo may gigil
Uh-huh.
trying to get those attack points in. This time, look at the target,
Yep.
mga corner pocket. Yun na yung gustong puntahan ni Jude Garcia.
Kahit na pa siya yung tinarget dun sa serve. Oh, but service error against Criss Cross. Again, it feels like it's going to be a tough race, no? Just to make it into the semifinals. I believe 6 teams
Yeah.
could still have the opportunity to get there to the next stage.
FEU can be the very first team to secure their slot in the semifinals. That's going to be a round-robin type of format. Pagdating sa semis with a guest team.
Yeah. That it remains to be a surprise right now. We don't know. We swear. Wala po tayong nachichismisan.
Tapos pagdating ng battle for third and battle for gold, knockout yan.
Yeah,
Only
one game.
one game.
That is out as well. Saavedra sends it long. Intal now serving. Nabantayan yun ni Intal. But this will be a chance ball for FEU. They go to Mendoza.
Smart hitting, adjusting mid-air. They're also displaying their IQ in volleyball. Hindi lang palo ng palo. They really look at the empty spots on the floor of Criss Cross. Just like that. Free gift. Early Christmas present from the King Crunchers papunta kay Jeller Talisayan.
Over reception mula kay Almendras. And now the lead shifts to FEU. Oh, this is a good chance for FEU. Picked up, Polvorosa sets it up. Marasigan connects. Smart hit from east side.
Not forcing the issue, seeing two blockers in front of him.
And the quality of the approach, it looked like he was going to hit that strong. And then contorting his body mid-air. Almost a misconnection, but he got a fingertip on it. And as a result, first technical timeout, FEU ahead 8-7 against the King Crunchers.
Back here in the Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. Carl and Neil, as you guys have been talking about earlier, Jude Garcia has been the assistant coach of FEU for a year now. At first time niyang makalaban itong FEU dito sa Spiker Surf. Kwento ni Jude, di mo na siya umattend ng training ng FEU to, of course, give respect na din to their preparations versus Criss Cross. And even though he is playing on the other side, Jude is rooting for FEU, expects them to challenge him just as much as he will be challenging them. Jude says he will not be holding back, though, especially as he speaks highly of FEU's volleyball program, especially with this batch, who he believes can make his dream happen, a dream he wasn't able to accomplish during college, which is to bring back the UAAP championship back to FEU. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that report, Ms. Doreen Zoe Baguio. And on that topic, here's a special hello to FEU Athletics Director, Mr. Mark Molina, watching right now. I saw Sierra Vasho, of course, involved with their volleyball program, also here, joining us in the venue inside the Inares Sports Arena. Over reception once again. Dongala! That's back-to-back connects.
Criss Cross did not expect that quick attack because Dongala was the one who got that first pass.
So madalang na middle yung aatake pag middle din
Kasi
yung
out of
naka-receive.
position and late
Tama.
na eh. But that was a gamble that they were willing to take.
But they cannot fall for all these mistakes once again. It's another service error against Mendoza. Almendra serving. Smart hit from Talisaya and just using the block to send it out of bounds.
He's been using that since set number 1. Pagdating kasi sa volleyball, kahit anong way pa yung pagpuntas mo, it's still 1 point.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how you score.
But then that is 2 straight service errors. They are allowing the King Crunchers to stay within striking distance. Glorioso serving. Tough first ball. But Saavedra makes something out of it.
Jim Glorioso wasn't able to keep that ball alive. FEU will hold on to a 3-point lead in the midpoint of set number 2.
Talisayan serving to try and extend this 3-point advantage. It is 12-9 in their favor. Garcia scoring off the block. And he is putting in a lot of great work, Neil, here in the second set.
He's starting to heat up. That's a good sign for Criss Cross. Kailangan na lang nilang maging consistent dun sa first pass nila.
Marasigan did not play until very late in the first set, almost securing an ace there.
Oh! Rex Intal let go of that block. He was already there. That paved the way for that easy kill for Drix Saavedra.
Baka alam niyang di naaabutan eh, no? He will hit that under. Polvorosa with a set. Oh, good touch. But it can't be kept alive. (13-11) and it has been tied from the get-go. Good first ball. Again, using the block to score is FEU.
Criss Cross also needs to tighten up their blocking. There are times na parang sure na mabablock pero na-check out pa.
6 points already for Saavedra. Marasigan goes cross court, picked up by Talisayan. Saavedra. No touch according to our referees. Will there be a challenge? There will not be. Attacking error coming from Saavedra. Intal serving. Criss Cross down by 2. Back row attack, effective for the team captain.
Jelor Talisayan has converted 8 out of his 9 attacks. Ganun kataas yung porsyento niya. A while ago, he was at 88%.
But that serve will sail out of bounds. Coming from Nico Espartero.
FU has to pull away because 2 points is not a safe lead against a team like Criss Cross.
Oh, timing was off in that entire play.
They wanted to go for that fake quick play in transition to that differential set. It was a double jump from Lyric Mendoza. That worked against Saboj, but
Bantay sarado.
bantay na bantay yun ni Gian Glorioso.
They go to the other side. Talisayan sent back. The push picked up by Polvorosa. Marasigan cross court. Dug up. That is
Tight.
off for Talisayan. Back-to-back points, and we are level at 15 all.
One of the things I noticed dito sa FU, pag dalawa lang yung attackers nila sa harapan, dun sila medyo tumatagal sa rotation.
Yeah.
Mas nababasa rin ng Criss Cross yung two-man rotation.
The quick sent back once again. It is Almendra securing the 16th point for Criss Cross here. In the second set, we enter our second technical timeout. They're up 1.
Away ba't di natin di na namamalayan?
Eto tayo, hangit sa huli, palagi. Ang title ng kanta is Palagi by TJ Montero. Pipiliin kong maging sa'yo. Paano yung pinaghuhugutan?
16-15 in this tight matchup. A 1-point lead for Criss Cross. As Polvorosa continues to serve, but that finally works out. They go back to Mendoza, and he delivers. Tied ball game once again.
Donggala will now march back to that front row. Pero dalawa pa din yung attackers ng FEU in this rotation.
Polvorosa chases that ball, but that is a miss coming from Marasigan. Rare attacking error coming from him.
Set might have been too low for Isay Marasigan's liking.
Mendoza with the serve. They go back to Marasigan, sent back by Talisayan. And that will be an error. Double contact against Garcia.
Yeah, we saw the spin of that ball upon release. It was definitely a double contact violation. It could have been a catch and throw violation as well.
And that will force a timeout coming from the King Crunchers. Let's listen in.
Outside, outside, huh? Looking, shut out like that, huh? Left line, looking. Free. Happy, huh?
Hey, what's
Get
up,
fly
man?
already.
What's up?
Huh?
Sang ikat, ha?
Tiwala guys, happy lang. Let's go, Criss Cross!
Well, timeout was called to break momentum, first and foremost, because that's now 3 straight points coming from FEU DN Steel.
Yeah. And the Coach Tai again was reminding the players to find your advantage. Huwag natin pahirapan yung sarili natin by forcing powerful attacks dun sa depensa ng FEU. We haven't seen a lot of check out na mga palo from Criss Cross, no?
Mas consistent itong FEU when it comes to that type of attack. As they will try to add on to this 2-point lead. That was slowed down by the blockers. Talisayan sent back. Back row attack. Crosses. Talisayan.
Okay, there was a challenge, but nagkaroon na ng palitan ng bola, bumalik na yung bola.
It's too
So
late.
I think it's already too late for that challenge card. And even Coach Ed Orculio knows that, na lumipas na yung action.
Dapat talaga, pag nag-react yung head coach, pindot agad, di ba? To halt the action immediately. So dapat, hindi lang yung players yung may mabilis na reaction time, yung assistant coaches din.
I don't think that will be allowed, so the point might be awarded to the King Crunchers.
It should be, because it was live ball.
Yeah, point will go to Criss Cross.
But I think, si Coach Ed, yung tinatanong niya ngayon, can they hang on to that challenge? Or is it an automatic, you lose the point and you lose the challenge as well?
I think you only lose the point. Kasi hindi naman nag-push through, na-reject yung challenge. But point will be awarded to... Oh, okay, so...
Yep, they lose
as per
the point.
our first referee, they will lose that challenge.
Back row, off speed, dug up. And then this is exactly what Coach Tai Bundit was looking for.
Yun yung hinahanap niya kanina pa. You can't find the floor, find the fingertips of your blockers. Jude Garcia did that so well in that last hit.
Crucial points back-to-back for the King Crunchers. Oh, tough first ball, and that is a service ace. Ceballos mishandling, and it will force a timeout coming from FEU. Let's listen into this huddle.
Gawin lang natin yung yung makasit tayo ulit. Nakakapasa naman eh. Ngayon lang nag-receive yung ulit. Lula, opposite setting. Don't forget lang. Let's go. Bawi lang. Let's go. FEU!
if you're FEU, the good part is that layo pa naman sa dulo ng second set itong Criss Cross King Crunchers. Although they will find themselves, talking about FEU, down by 1 point, 19-18. And moving forward, the UAP competitions, it looks wide open. Well, at least more wide open than what we're usually accustomed to in men's volleyball. So FEU can definitely dream of winning a title. That one denied. Baon yung block. 2-point lead for Criss Cross.
We've been looking for the kill blocks dito sa Criss Cross. They were behind in terms of block point in set number 1.
It was Marasigan who gets that one. Much better first ball. Back row attack sent back. Dug up by Ceballos. Back row off. Under the ball from Espartero.
Out of system play was way off for the Ultras. Suddenly, Criss Cross is on top by 3. Kakao will replace Benny Martinez in the setter's position.
Almendras continues to serve. Target niya itong si Ceballos. Back row. Saavedra, another kill block.
Consecutive kill blocks for the King Crunchers. Coach Tai is happy.
Another timeout for FUD and Steel. This was another effective block coming from the King Crunchers, and they lead by 4.
Talagang nakabantay sa block eh. Talagang kukunin niyo yung second set. Kasi nakuha natin yung first set eh. Kakapit talaga yan. O ngayon, isa-isayin natin. Ilan lang yung 4? Isa-isa lang. Ha? Makapatay tayo ng isa. Tignan mo, may iba ulit. Okay, tara. Hintayin mo muna siya ulit. Okay. Tara, let's go.
Kakao needs to get his middle blocker involved so that he can loosen up the blocking or net defense of Criss Cross. Block points right now are with Criss Cross 6 kill blocks compared to the 1 of FEU.
6?
Yeah.
It was 5-3 in favor of FEU in the first set. Tongala comes up short.
And first error there from FEU. 5-point lead for the King Crunchers.
Caught that one on his way down. It feels like a luxury to have a 5-point lead right now. Almendras has been hanging out in that service line for a while now. Saavedra sends it long. And it will be challenged by Coach Ed. Ball in, ball out challenge for FEU.
Sumanggid was already saying that it hit the line. Nonetheless, the challenge will push through. It's going to be ball in, ball out challenge for FEU, D and Steel.
So pag block touch, pwedeng aminin. Pag ball in, ball out, kailangan natin
Pwedeng i-review.
panoorin ulit eh, no? Kailangan nating hanapin.
Kasi nakapag-decide na yung first referee.
Yeah.
She already awarded that point to Criss Cross. So FEU had no other choice but to challenge that call.
So this is an important point for FUD and Steel just to stop the bleeding right now and prevent the King Crunchers from scoring their 24th point of this second set. Oh, wow.
That's definitely inside.
Is that the ball? Wow.
It happened so fast. Siguro, nagulat din yung lines judge. They're human after all. Buti na lang meron tayong challenge. So officially, point will go to FEU, D and Steel.
That was a foot in. Sa bilis ng bola, di na rin nakita ng ating lines judge. As we continue on, great effort from Celajes. Dongala sends it across. Polvorosa with a setup. Garcia sent back.
FEU is now recognizing the pattern of the offense of Criss Cross. Pag nagmamadali sila to get a point, they will put that ball up for Jude Garcia.
Polvorosa, underhand set. Garcia,
That was
another
the
point of the block.
right choice. Three-man block. Don't challenge it. Just hit it off the hands.
And that will send us to set point for the Criss Cross King Crunchers. Femi Bagalay checking in for the first time, replacing Glorioso. Saavedra is denied, and it is another block that will secure the second set for the King Crunchers.
That's another kill block against Drix Saavedra. That was Jude Garcia up top. Now tied one set apiece.
As expected, the veterans pull level as they secure the second set 25-20.
We're back here inside the Inares Sports Center in Pasig City for the third game of your triple header in the 2024 Spiker Surf Invitational Conference. The Criss Cross King Crunchers leveled the playing field as they won set number 2. They were able to control Drix Saavedra this time. Kung si Jude Garcia ang nakontrol ng set number 1, this time it was the top scorer or best attacker on the side of FEU, DN Steel. FEU actually had more attack points compared to Criss Cross, but the net defense of Criss Cross saved the day for them. 7 kill blocks. Wow, that is a good number for the King Crunchers. And idagdag pa natin yung opponent's errors. DN Steel Roofing gave away 8 unforced errors compared to the 4 of the King Crunchers.
Remember, they had 12 kill blocks in the 3 sets against Martelli Meats in their last game. Now they have 10 in the first 2 sets. Tapos syempre yung kalaban, malakas din, di ba? FEU, if you're getting kill blocks against the attack of the Ultras, it means that you are really on point defensively. Moments away from the start of the third set. Kanina, tinanong kita what the adjustments will be coming from Criss Cross. We saw it live. Now, how do you readjust if you're FEU DN Steel?
Of course, the priority would be your coverage. Dahil nga, 7 blocks yung nakuha ng Criss Cross na walang kumukuha dun sa likod ng attacker ng FEU. That is the primary adjustment that they have to make. And they have to continue on putting pressure dun sa receivers ng Criss Cross in set number 1 when Criss Cross had a difficult time in pushing that first ball papunta kay Ish Polvorosa. Dun din nakapag-set up ng net defense yung Ultras.
Arena Plus, Azteca Sports, we welcome you back inside the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig City for the third set. We're level at 1 apiece for FEU, DN Steel, and Criss Cross. We open with Benny Martinez serving. But you can sense that there's some momentum on the side of the King Crunchers, moving very well in that second set.
Energy is also different here with Criss Cross. They're smiling, they're having fun. They're celebrating.
Net touch from Dongala. Oh, that will be another kill block. And it was Nico Almendras in the service area that really gave the King Crunchers the big lead.
Yeah.
Late in the second set, he is there again. Can he deliver more points to open our third?
For sure, confidence is back with Jude Garcia. He's pacing all scorers with 10 points. Followed by Nico Almendras with 6. And as for FU, it's still Jeller Talisay and it's Saavedra with 8 apiece. This is the substitution for Coach Ed Orculio. Chad Absin make his first appearance in the ball game.
Had 12 points their last game. 5-set win against Saboch. Strong start for the King Crunchers. Saavedra. Oh, there's a net touch before everything else happened. That will be the first point for FEU DN Steel. Now the challenge for FEU, Neil, how to regain that confidence. No? Pagkatapos mong matalo ng second set, how do you build it back? Kasi yung mga veterano, alam na nila yan eh. They've seen so many things in their respective careers with other teams, so they know how to bounce back.
The good thing about collegiate teams is that hindi nila po problemahin yung conditioning.
Yeah.
Even if they drag this into a 5-set game, kayang-kaya.
Off the block point, coming from Espartero. And use the aggression of the blockers against them. That is key for FEU DN Steel. With first ball. Oh, that scores. That connects for Intal. Got enough of it.
Napaganda pa. Wasn't the optimal set for Rex Intal. He was just able to push that ball over.
Fingertips on it. 2 maybe. Maximum. But enough for a point. A 5-2 start for Criss Cross. Oh, that's a service ace for Isay Marasigan. And it'll be challenged by Coach Ed. But Neil, Criss Cross started playing differently upon the entry of Isay Marasigan, even late in that first set.
They need a vocal leader. Isay is that type of player. He has been the team captain of this team for the past 2 conferences.
So we have a ball in, ball out challenge on that last serve coming from Marasigan. Challenge na agad because, you know, you can't allow your squad to be behind early. That is clearly in.
Yeah, right on the line.
An early unsuccessful challenge for FEU DN Steel. This one is out though. Try to dip into that well once again. Saavedra serving, they're down by 3. Back row attack, Marasigan.
That is the impact of one Isay Marasigan. Just contributing in all skill set categories, from serving to attacking to blocking. He has done it all.
Good serve.
Tight.
Yep, the joust is won. Almendra, soft touch. But kept alive by FEU. Saavedra will score. Much needed break there for FEU.
Jude Garcia wasn't able to absorb the power in the hit of Drix Saavedra. That resulted into an overpass, giving FEU their 4th point of set number 3.
Oh, that's a service error from FEU. And we're headed into our first technical timeout of the 3rd set. 8-4. Criss Cross doubling up against FEU DN Steel.
Back here in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference, Carla and Neil ay listened into the huddle of FEU after they lost the second set at wala silang nakuhang pagalit galing kay Coach Ed as he told them to let it go already. Bigay na doon nila yung set na yon sa Criss Cross. Wag na silang ma-dishearten at bawiin na lang nila ang 25 points na yon. Sabi ni Coach Ed, that starts by getting their rhythm, their timing back, as Coach believes that if they get the momentum back to their side, the rest will follow. Carla and Neil.
Thank you for that report, Doreen. Again, momentum obviously important in a matchup between two teams that should be favored to make it into the semifinals. Attacking error on the side of FEU DN Steel.
FEU is clearly bothered by the net defense of Criss Cross. The King Crunchers have been forcing Talisayan to hit that ball outside. Papasok ngayon yung rookie nila na si Miguel, who was the star player in that 5th set against Savoj.
Back row attack for Saavedra, set back. Martinez with the set. Miguel first touch. Almost scoring, but it is kept alive by Criss Cross. There was no defense out back. Much needed confidence booster for FEU.
FEU has regained that connection between Benny Martinez and Lyric Mendoza. For a time in set number 2, hindi sila nagtatagpo eh.
Polvorosa sends it to Almendras. He connects. Hindi makapuntos ng tuloy-tuloy yung FEU, no? They can't seem to get, points in bunches here. Paisa-isa.
That's the importance of the first opportunity to attack. Yun yung minamaximize ng Criss Cross ngayon.
Good dive, pancake save coming from Polvorosa. Marasigan is denied.
Double block was just waiting for that hit of Isay Marasigan.
But you really had no other options no, for Criss Cross. Doon na lang talaga pwedeng ipadala yung bola.
If you read that so well.
10-6 is the count. And once again, it's 1 point for FEU, but then Criss Cross will get it right back.
You can see yung tiwala ni Ish Polvorosa kay Isay Marasigan. Yes, he got blocked in the previous rally, pero pinalik ulit sa kanya. This time he was able to convert.
Good serve coming from Nico. Saavedra denied, kept alive. That is scored by Glorioso.
Gian Glorioso finding that corner open. Everybody was in front for FEU. What about that?
Very good. Tremendous
Save
effort
from Saavedra. Sa kanya din yung coverage.
Polvorosa with the first touch. Sumanggit. Jump set. Garcia. Dug up Martinez to the back set. Saavedra goes cross court, but it is kept alive. Sumanggit sets it up. Garcia. Sent up by Espartero. They go to the open. Blocked. Back to it. Cross court wide.
Too sharp of an angle for Miguel. Coach Tai is not part of the game.
However, the entertainer, Coach Tai Bundit, you have a timeout from FUD and Steel.
Pasa. May pasa ba? Meron? Meron wala. Pasa. Ang problema, hindi tayo makapalis sa babaw. Ang gagawin natin. Hindi tayo makalanse. Middle sa kabila, tapat na tapat. Kung saan pupunta, nandun din yung middle sa kabila. Winger sa kabila, single block, block. Diba? Ang gagawin natin. Ikaw na kayo pumalo, ikaw mag-set. Gawin natin. Ha? Go. Okay, tayo, sino tayo?
And this was the last exchange. Coach Tai Bundit showing us the quickness evading that ball. Yung muntik na ako dun. And then he will, wait for it, dive.
Dive na ang back pain later.
May salon pass naman, kaya yan. That is a good response coming from FEU. But it can't be 1 point at a time. They need to rally here because this is still a 6-point lead for the King Crunchers. Sinasabi natin no? 1 point for FEU courtesy of Absin, but the opposite middle in Glorioso extends their lead back up to 7.
Look at that hit. Just straight down. Perfect set placement from Ish Polvorosa. No hands of the blockers present, but yun lang. Gian Glorioso will give up a point of that service error.
Nine points already for Glorioso. Tremendous effort throughout this game as Absin will serve. Back row attack, too much. Was there a touch? It will be a challenge from Criss Cross of a block touch.
Derek Mendoza is confident that there was no block touch on him.
So we will have to await for the official decision as our video crew will be looking for that perfect angle to see exactly what transpired. 14-8 is the count for the time being. Will it be an attack error or a point for Criss Cross? We'll find out in just a little bit. And earlier today, Martelli meets defeating Chichi, the Brotherhood Titans. No touch.
Malayo.
And in our second game, BNS needing 4 sets to take care of business against the Navigators. So back-to-back points for FEU. Let's see if they can keep it going here. Miguel can't keep it alive.
Isay Marasigan has been very active on offense here in set number 3, activating their back quick play.
And Neil, that slight delay coming from Polvorosa, it might be just 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
But it puts the defense out of position for a time being. Saavedra, though, gets a point back.
Love that hit from Drix Saavedra. Looked like he was going for a cross-court kill, but last second, look at this. He changed directions, went down the line, and got past Jude Garcia and Manuel Sumanggid.
Garcia will answer right back.
He has found his range.
Second set, main man is Jude Garcia. Second technical timeout, Criss Cross, up by 6.
Everything happens for a reason. Yun nga, last conference, di namin nakuha yung championship na ano namin. Given na yung preparation namin last conference is sobrang ikli. Hindi pa rin nagbabago talaga yung goal namin na makuha namin yung championship ngayong season. So hindi pa namin time last conference. Maybe this time, this conference, makuha na namin yung championship.
And that is the standard that is being set by Criss Cross upon themselves. You can say that it's just their second conference here in Spikers Turf, but they already want to win that championship. It eluded them in their first try in our open conference. Maybe it'll happen for them here in the Invitationals. We keep it going in the third set. Great pickup from Almendras. One of the best rallies of this third set. Massive kill from Espartero.
Espartero winning that long rally for FEUT and Steel. Props to the liberos of both teams for keeping that ball alive.
Your favorite NBA superstars on NBA TV Philippines now available on Signal Play. Download the Signal Play app on the App Store or Google Play and subscribe now to catch all the action in this new NBA season.
Rexental took his eyes off that ball. Get that ball drop.
Got a touch on it up top. Could not locate it on the way down. 4-point lead. Make it back to 5 as the serve is sent long by Espartero.
Consistency has been the issue dun sa serving ng FEU in today's game. And they had 8 unforced errors in set number 2.
Intal serving. Martinez, where will he go? Right to Miguel. Intal not ready for it. Oh, sorry, that was Mendoza scoring rather. As the lead is back down to just 4 points, 17-13 for Criss Cross.
All right, they have the updated tally of their service errors. 12 for FEU, 8 for Criss Cross.
Almendras connects.
That's the best feeling in the world. When you get a point and you turn to your coach, tas nandiyan na siya ready to give you a high five.
And there he is, Coach Taibundit, right in the thick of the action as his team is up by 5.
Oh!
Saavedra will keep it in play. Hahatawin pa, almost scoring there, but Almendras was ready. Good quick attack from Glorioso.
Coach Tai loved that play from Ish Polvorosa. Everybody thought that it was going to Nico Almendras, then out of system na yung Criss Cross. Then he found Gian Glorioso at the back. Kaya importante for middle blockers to keep on going for that approach.
Yeah.
Kahit na alanganin, pwedeng ihatid sa'yo nung setter.
19-13, back to a 6-point edge. Absin responds.
Wrist action on point for Chad Absin. It was a very simple hit from Chad. That's it for the double sub of Coach Ed. Babalik si Saavedra and Benny Martinez to give FEU a full front line.
If they want to come back in this third set, they'll have to be here and now. Benny Martinez, the numbers 15. Excellent sets already. Easy pickup for Absin. That is called in. Espartero will score. to help FU inch closer, down by 4.
Oh. Service error number 13.
Wow. The funny part is, they committed 6 of those in the first set, a set that they would win, right? They've actually been having fewer mistakes, but not right now. This is the worst time possible to commit errors, but Absin has been present, getting points from the middle.
It's a great substitution for Coach Ed.
Yeah.
Every time na binubunot niya si Chad Absin from the bench, he delivers.
Kasi nabantayan na rin si Ndongala no? After having a very strong performance in the first set. Oh, that is mishandled by Pepito.
That's a rare error from Pepito. It's more difficult, personally, it's more difficult to get a receive galing sa serve na overhead kesa underhand.
Yeah.
But some players prefer na overhead.
Magkapatong. Yung atake ng Criss Cross as their game changer, their team captain Isay Marasigan scores again.
Points already for the captain.
Femi Bagalay checking in for Glorioso. Dahil kung maalala nyo, may service error po kanina, no? Kung si Jello, Coach Tai keeping it safe with Femi.
Great target.
Lakas masyado ng bola from Espartero. Teams usually do that, no? Pag may bagong substitution, usually siya yung aatakihin.
Yeah, that's correct. Dahil malamig pa yan off the bench.
Absin serving again. Tatlo hinahabol ng DN Steel. That is wide, just a bit wide for Marasigan.
Too strong on the drop ball.
FU showing grit and determination. Inching closer, still down by 2.
Left line.
One stop. Opo ka ready.
Okay na yun, tuloy natin ito isa. 1 point.
1 point at a time, 22 already, ha? Ha?
Okay, happy.
Hey!
We got this, come on. Happy! Right slow!
It was a 6-point lead for Criss Cross King Crunchers just a few moments ago, but now it's down to 2. FU DN Steel fighting back. Can they complete the turnaround? This is Absin serving. Service error after the timeout. So Coach Tai Bundit froze Absin as we have a double substitution. It is now Asia joining Saura in this unit.
Coach Tai wants a tall front line. This is the tallest front line for Criss Cross. Saura, Intal, and Jude Garcia. So from defense to offense, kompleto ang front line ng King Crunchers.
Saavedra dug up by Asia. Garcia. Songit was there. Garcia, one more try. Scoring really like that one.
You can hear Coach Tai screaming from the sidelines. He was asking for more power in the hits of Jude Garcia. And yun naman yung ibinigay niya, getting a hit out. They're just 2 points away of getting a 2-6-1 advantage.
FEU calls a timeout.
Diba, advantage sila atake. Diba? Tama naman yung block tama rin dito sa ilalim. Ang kailangan lang, itapon mo yung katawan mo. Mataas naman yung bola paano pumalap? Pag tama ng bola, ganun, no? Hindi na pagtama, pag ganyan Diba? O di, itapon natin yung katawan, bagayin mo lahat yung masisira dyan. Diba? O, pasa. Tapos play, pare. Ha? Kailangan patay, ha? Hindi pwedeng tapon.
23-19. Criss Cross, King Cruncher is 2 points away from making it back-to-back set wins as Jewel Asia will serve. Good counter from Espartero as he has stood up to become a decent source of points here in the third set.
It's not yet over for the Ultras. 3 points is manageable. Pero nasa likod na si Drix Saavedra.
Unstoppable. It's Jude Garcia here in this set as well.
Siyempre, hindi rin naman magpapatalo si Jude Garcia sa players niya.
Now he will have the opportunity para tapusin itong third set. Garcia serving. Service ace!
Everybody just stared at that ball drop. That's it for set number 3. Jude Garcia finally on top of his game. Getting the final point for the King Crunchers.
Getting a friendly touch of the tape. No one diving for it from the side of FUD and Steel. As it will be back-to-back for the Criss Cross King Crunchers. They lead 2 sets to 1. 25-20 back-to-back in the second and the third. Fourth set coming right up. FEU won the first set 25-22, but after that, back-to-back for the Criss Cross King Crunchers, both at 25-20. The blockings have been present for Criss Cross. They're attacking on point as well. If it's not Glorioso, it's Jude Garcia, as those two are their leading scorers in this ball game so far.
Jude Garcia only scored 2 points in set number 1, but sets number 2 and 3 was able to tally 12 in total. He's now on top of our scoring board for Criss Cross. For FEU, it's still Drix Saavedra, the only player, one of the 2 players in double digits. Espartero has 10 points. Yung attacking and blocking, it's the same nung set number 3, but it was really the unforced errors of FEU that cost them that frame. We saw a lot of errors still on the service line. Hindi pa rin nila na-address yon.
And you can see that that's the only big difference, no? 4 from the veterans, 8 mistakes from the collegiate squad. If they can clean it up, they still have a big opportunity, a good chance to extend this to a 5th set. But how do you slow down someone like Jude Garcia ngayon na nandun na siya sa flow niya, no? He's so confident, he is gunning for it with a lot of power. How do you try and make sure he's out of it here in the 4th set if you're the FU defense?
Kailangan nilang balikan yung set number 1 because in set number 1, they had so many rebounds against Jude Garcia. They were reading the sets of Polvorosa well. The timing of the blockers was also better in set number 1 compared to the past 2 sets. Kailangan lang nilang ibalik yon.
So kahit na lumusot, no, as long as your floor defense is on point, that can affect the psyche and the confidence of an attacker as we're ready to begin our 4th set here inside the Inares Sports Arena. Again, Martelli meets and BNS, first 2 teams to claim victories here on our triple header. As we thank you once again for joining us on One Sports Plus and Pilipinas Live. Carlo Pamintuan and Neil Flores on the call. In this high-quality matchup between Criss Cross and the undefeated FEU DN Steel Roofing. Dongala back in the lineup, and they go back to him for the first point of this fourth set.
That's the start that you want if you're Coach Ed Orculio. You have to set the tone of the frame. Nang lalim ng bench ng FEU.
Yeah.
Ang daming pieces na pinagpapalit-palit ni Coach Ed.
Oh, nasungkit pa yun itong si Polvorosa.
Oh,
And then
overpass.
overpass. Talisayan asking for a violation. It will not be heard.
Sayang, they had a free ball. But that was really an overpass.
Go back on Dongala. 2 points early.
Yung fade ng B-Quick, that's the best set for Dongala compared to the A. Mas comfortable siya.
Yeah.
Kasi ang dami niyang angles na pwedeng puntahan. And if hindi mablock yung opposite hitter ng Criss Cross, ang daling makakuha ng puntos.
And an activated middle blocker should open things up for the rest of the attackers for FEU. Pero nakabawi naman agad-agad itong Criss Cross.
Speaking of activation of the middles, that was Rex Intal against 0 blockers from the Ultras.
Marasigan, 8 points. Coming off the bench in the first set. Espartero was slowed down there. Samanggit got a hand on it, but could not control it.
Spin was so wild on that rebound of Criss Cross.
Four attacks, 3 blocks for Dongala. Polvorosa will go to Garcia, who finds the angle.
Jude Garcia got that point, pero maganda yung rebound ng FEU.
Yeah.
It's just that the floor defense wasn't ready for the rebound. Ang taas ng bola na pabagal nila, but the defenders weren't in their proper positions.
Garcia, the jump serve. Saavedra. Almendra's got a touch on it. Neil, explain to us what's happening right now.
All right, it was the libero who set that second ball. And ang rule ay pag libero yung nag-set, you cannot attack via the spike. You just have to put that ball over. But again, lumipas na yung motion. So I am also confused as to what happened. So we will be clarifying things out. It's only the team captain that is allowed to talk with our first referee.
So it adds a little bit more drama into this fourth set that has been action-packed so far. Point goes to FEU DN Steel.
Yep, that's the correct call.
Illegal attack.
Yep, that was the set from Manuel Sumanggit.
So kahit na ano pang itsura nun, di ba? Even though it didn't look like it, it was a second touch. It was considered a set, tapos pinalo nitong si Garcia.
It's an overhead set technically.
But point was given right back by yet another service error from FEU.
That has been the thorn of their side.
Yeah.
Yung serving talaga, it's not as consistent.
Mendoza dug up. Intal will set it up. Off speed will not score for Almendras. Espartero defended well by Intal. Back row attack. It is in for Garcia.
Jude Garcia just taking control of the situation. Siyempre gusto niyang bigyan ng hustisya yung big ni Rex
Oo naman.
Quintana.
Back row attack. Lumilipad dito si Jude Garcia. And that one obviously in. Over receive. Tossed over. Polvorosa to Almendras. It looked wrong, but it wasn't defended by Espartero.
The ball was on its way out. Nakita naman natin mataas yung trajectory, but it was in his path eh.
Paano mo yung atake? Wala nang control eh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pag nasa mukha mo na yung bola, of course, kailangan mo nang itaas yung kamay mo. Passing is becoming a problem for FEU, but they will get a break point of that pipe attack from Saavedra. Jude Garcia is now at 17 points.
So bago siya bumalik sa practices ng FEU, no? Pupuntusan muna niya, papaulanan muna niya. Polvorosa with the back set, the slide for Glorioso.
Great game also coming from Gian Glorioso.
Absolutely.
He has been the most consistent one. Jude Garcia had a slow start but then nag-pick up. But itong si Gian talagang from set number 1 has been there for Criss Cross.
The push is effective. No defense at the back for Criss Cross. Glorioso dug up, but there was a net touch.
Yeah, it was the shoulder or the elbow of Dongala.
That will push us to our first technical timeout of this fourth set. Criss Cross up by 2.
Back here in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference, as we are nearing the tail end of this ball game, just an update on Kim Malabunga and Luca Mamone. Kim, of course, still sitting this game out because of the injury on both of his feet, but PT says that they will know more by their next game, and they're hopeful to have him back before the semifinals. Same timeline for Luca, as his papers are being processed already. His mother actually flew in last week to help with the processing, but right now Luca says he's just using the time to familiarize himself with the system, adjusting from the US style of play to the pace of the game here, making sure that he will be in game shape by the time he's cleared to play. Carlo Neal.
At lalakas pa itong Criss Cross King Crunchers with the return of Malabunga. And then another player, Luca Mamon, will be ready for the semifinals. That is the hope for that side. But right now, Glorioso and Rex Intal making sure that the middle will have no problems for their side.
Criss Cross is now starting to build separation. But Dongala will score off the block.
Nine to 7. That's a 2-point lead for the King Crunchers. 17 excellent sets for Martinez already. Oh, that was read well by Ndongala.
Back-to-back points for FEUD and Steel. They do want to send us to a fifth and final set.
Martinez will serve to try and tie this score. Oh, service error once again for FEU.
Again, that has been the consistent error of FEU, yung serving talaga.
Because aside from giving a point to the opponent, it kills your momentum, it kills your confidence. Kaya sakit talaga eh, lalo na yung timing, no? Nung paangat na yung laro ng FEU. Fortunately for them, they will get a point back here.
Lalo na pag naghahabol ka.
Yeah.
Look at Drix Saavedra avoiding the block of Nico Almendras. Oh, it was Jude Garcia rather.
And that will score for Marasigan. You can feel that Criss Cross wants to build a big enough lead here and control this fourth set. Marasigan will try to add on to this 2-point advantage. Espartero wide. So timeout be requested by Coach Ed. Let's listen in.
Sa ginagawa natin. Yung ginagawa nila, okay yun. May sarili tayo eh. Tuloy mo, yung timing na yun. Dito nakikita ka, hindi ka papalo pare, hindi mo mapalo. Tignan mo, ang bilis ng set, paano mangyayari? Wala. Timing ng quick. Pare, 3 blocker ng quicker natin. Paano tayo papatay? Diba? Ibig sabihin, obvious yung galaw, obvious yung play. Nag-quick ulit, ilan na blocker ulit? 2 ulit, pare. Eh, buti sumumbot na ganyan, dito papon. Ibig sabihin, basta lahat ng play natin. Paano gagawin natin? Talo tayo kagad? Hindi pwede yun. Trabahuin natin dahan-dahan. Tatlo.
Predictability is now becoming an issue for Coach Ed Orculio. In the earlier sets, may mga times na single block lang ang kaharap ng attackers ng FEU. But in the past few sequences, lagi ng dalawa. And he wants to change the flow of the game. Kaya kailangan maging unpredictable ni Benny Martinez. Just like that. That was a perfect response to the timeout of Coach Ed. There was a net violation from Rex Intal.
But it would have been a dead ball either way. Coach Ed wanted some fight. Dongala sends it straight to the net.
And another service error for the Ultras.
At least 15 in this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Garcia gives it right back to them.
Toss was already low. Contact point definitely low as well.
How do you recover from that, Neil?
Well, you just get a good pass. Kasi wala ka na magagawa. That's already done.
Good first ball. Marasigan.
Stepped on the line. That will
Legal
be
attack.
attack line fault from the King Crunchers. I don't think they will challenge that. Mukhang tumapak talaga si Isay.
So FEU only down by 1 now with Saavedra serving. That's out. No touch. Tied game, 13 all. And you could feel the collective sigh of relief coming from FEU na tagal natin trinabaho and now it's tied. Let's see if they can take the lead now.
From this point on, hindi na talaga pwedeng magkaroon ng service error itong FEU. It's good.
Polvorosa to Intal. And that old connection working well once again.
May extra swing si Ish Polvorosa before he went to that set. Sometimes that would be confusing for the blockers of your opponent kasi babantayan ka nila kasi mukhang mag-1-2 play.
The dig from Garcia. Marasigan dug up. Espartero gets it through. Almendras cross court. This is still alive, but Espartero could not handle it.
Great effort from the libero. Ceballos. That was just too strong. Full swing from Nico Almendras.
Ganda ng bounce back ng veteranong Criss Cross. Lead back up to 2. Espartero with an attacking error. It is 16-13, heading into the second technical timeout of the third set.
Maganda yung kinalabasan kasi nung laro namin last league lang namin. Siguro halos lahat sa amin tumaas yung moral sa paglalaro. Gusto namin ipakita or ipakilala yung team namin na deserving kami, na kaya namin makipagsabayan sa mga kuya namin and mga veteran players.
And it is clear na kaya. They have proven themselves 6 times, undefeated still here in our competitions, but this is their biggest challenge so far. The Criss Cross King Crunchers up 2-1, up 16-14 here in the fourth, but FUD and Steel still trying to claw their way back.
It's a tough road ahead for FEU. Meron pa silang game against Signal HD.
And
Meron pa silang game against LaSalle.
Yeah.
Familiar foe. That FEU Signal game is going to be exciting. Kung si Jude Garcia ngayon ang karap nila, CNC lang naman sa Signal. And JP Bugawan.
Yeah. Oh, a rare service error coming from Ish. Usually super reliable from that area. Si Jewel Isha rin coaches somewhere, right?
LaSalle.
LaSalle. Almendras, that was too hot to handle for Mendoza.
Found the seam in between Dongala and Penny Martinez. Just going for another full swing.
(18-15) is the count now. They go back to Dongala. Could not connect. A good chance here for Criss Cross. And that is effective for Glorioso.
Wow. Gian Glorioso again and again from the middle.
One of his best performances here in this conference. Glorioso finding the angle against the much taller Dongala. Back row attack. That is sent across. Another quick. Glorioso scores off the block this time.
Polvorosa just finding the hot hands. Lalo na't nasa end game na ang Criss Cross, just 5 points away of getting another win.
That bounces out and forces this time out from FEU DNC.
Wala pa. Cross-court. Ilan yung cross-court na lang palo? Lahat puro cross-court. Yung middle na naglalaro, pag dito pinalo, gaganyan lang. O gaganyan sa kapila. Paano gagawin? Dito ginanyan. Yung huli pinalo, pare, sa tumapat. Block eh, diba? Kinulang lang ng step eh. Ngayon, tibayan yung depensa sa cross-court. Given na, pare. Lumusot dun sa block. Ano gagawin natin? Hindi natin didepensahan. Tapat lang, pare. Nasa harapan naman eh. Iaangat lang natin. Ano lang. Saga! Boys, saga!
Last-ditch effort now for the FEU DN Steel squad to try and turn this fourth set around and force a fifth. Service error from Almendras will at least allow FEU to bridge the gap 20-16. Martinez serving. Wide against Marasigan.
Marasigan got too eager. Coach Tai will challenge. They will hope for a block touch.
And that is what our officials will be taking a look at next. Was there a touch from the defenders of FEU? Because as you said, Neil, we are nearing the end game. It is 2016 as of the moment in favor of the King Crunchers. Waiting for our video replay to determine if there was indeed a block touch. I think we are ready to see it. The slightest of touches will give Criss Cross their 21st point. Mukhang malapit talaga, Neil, kaya nagtatagal yung ating block
Making
touch.
sure.
Once again, we'll have to look at the best angle.
Might boil down to the smallest of, slightest of touches. Oh, there was a clear touch. That was a clear touch from Jeller Talisayan. Well, FEU needed that pseudo timeout anyway.
Femi Bagalay again checking back in. Again for Glorioso. Again for serving purposes here in this matchup.
That's the go-to defensive substitution for Coach Tai Bundit.
Good serve from Femi. Talisayan. Oh, Femi. Lost his balance.
Nauna yung dive. He knew it. Nauna siya, pero nag-iba yung direksyon ng bola.
It happens to the best of them, Neil. Ngingitian na lang ni Femi yan. Polvorosa with the set. Talisayan keeps it in play. Silajes sends it across. Polvorosa to the other side.
Isay Marasigan with a runner. He only started in set number 2. It was Francis Saura at the starting nod in set number 1.
And speaking of, Neil?
Double sub for Coach Tai Bundit. Babalik si Jewel Asia and Francis Saura.
Francis Saura, you say his name, he appears as he will check in alongside Jewel Asia to try and put the finishing touches here in this fourth set and try to deal FUD and Steel their first loss of the Invitational Conference. That's a good counter-attack. Saavedra scores.
If you're still alive and kicking, it's not yet over.
Yeah, only a 4-point lead.
And this is a strong rotation for Benny Martinez. 3 attackers, multiple combinations available on offense.
Asia with the set.
Oh. How do you stop Jude Garcia when he's up top? Look at that.
Up against a single, no chance.
I have 2 letters for Jude Garcia. OA.
Hindi nonchalante, no? Saavedra will get a point back. But they need successive points here. Di pwedeng pa isa-isa because Criss Cross is already at 23.
Gotta love the fighting spirit of Trix Saavedra.
Absolutely.
He's just on his junior year. 2 years pa yan. Sa UAAP, sakit sa ulo for the other schools. Ball still alive.
Tremendous effort from FEU. Asia to Garcia again.
Well, it's closing time. for Criss Cross. What better way to end it?
Check out this play one more time. Asia going to Jude Garcia, and why not? Why not go to him again?
Former King Tamaraw.
Two chances for Mendoza. He gets a second one across.
This is the time for FEU to get a couple of kill blocks or service aces against the King Crunchers. Now or never.
Nico Espartero serving. Talisayan denied. Oh, but there's a net touch.
Yes, it was Francis Saura. He apologizes for that. Buhay pa ang FEU.
Yeah. While everyone thought that would be it, a kill block, one last one for Criss Cross. There was an apparent net touch. 24-21 the count now. Good serve from Espartero. Almendras dug up. Martinez. And it is
good.
Kept alive. It stays in play. Talisayan. That is called long. And it will obviously be challenged by FUD and Steel.
They will be asking for a block touch.
At that point, you could have gone with block touch or ball in, ball out.
But the players of FEU were asking the coaching staff to put up that block touch challenge card.
Because it can't be both. It has to be specific. Criss Cross, everyone sure that there was no block touch.
But Jellert Talisayan was saying na sana ball in, ball out. So we have two conflicting challenge cards for FEU. But nonetheless, naitaas na nila yung block touch. Di na yan pwedeng mabago. So yun lang yung i-review natin.
But for our
na
purposes,
video.
can we review the ball in, ball out? Just for
Later.
us. Just for us. Maybe afterwards.
Maybe the technical team.
Again, this will be for the win para sa Criss Cross King Crunchers. I think yung kina-clarify dito is kung unsuccessful yung una, pwede pa, may isa pa ba kami? Pwede pa ba isa na ball in, ball out naman? Which I think will be...
There was no block
There
touch.
was no block touch.
Definitely.
And that will do it. Criss Cross King Crunchers. Oh, wait a minute.
But they're asking if they can still use one more challenge. May kipagkabay na si Coach Tay. Alright, so
Yun yung
di na
tinatanong
pwede.
nila. Oo.
No
Na may
more.
dalawa pa silang challenge. Pwede ba isa muna tapos isa ulit?
So Criss Cross will win this one in 4 sets. So wala na tayong undefeated team here in the Invitational. This is where it gets exciting.
And the race to the semifinals will get a little bit more exciting. FU winning the first set, but then 25-20, 25-20, and then 25-21 in favor of the Criss Cross King Crunchers as they will secure this victory and deal FU their first loss of our Invitational Conference.
I trust you. You have the stats. I don't know it. You have the stats, I trust you. Service number. No, I cannot.
You're still watching the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference, handing the FU Ultras their very first loss in the conference and ending our rainy triple header with an exclamation point are the Criss Cross King Crunchers. And I'm here, the best player of the game, Gian Glorioso. Gian, congratulations on the win. Let's talk about that game. After FEU got the first set, you guys got the second and never looked back.
Yeah.
What were the key changes that allowed you guys to not only overcome their defense, plug them on offense, but swing the momentum also to your side?
First of all, I think medyo sumabay kasi kami, medyo maraming errors yung first set, if I remember correctly. So medyo nakipagsabayan kami, medyo nawala ng, I guess, ng drive because parang puro errors yung palitan. So I guess yung second set, we just decided na, reset lang, play our game. Tapos, ayun lang.
Of course, this win, Gian, puts you guys at 5-1 in the standings, I believe.
Yeah.
What is the impact nitong win na to, especially as we're moving towards the tail end of the elimination round?
Definitely, it's a big win kasi FEU undefeated. So, because we handed them a loss, medyo nagdidikit-dikit na yung mga standings. So, it's a higher chance for us to secure a spot sa quarterfinals. Yeah.
Very well said. Anyone you want to greet, Gian?
I want to greet my family and of course yung teammates ko. They masaya sila kalaro eh.
Thank you and congratulations again to you, Gian, and to the rest of the King Crunchers. We are looking forward to your guys' next few games. But for now, we'll send it over to you, Carl and Neil.
Thank you so much, Doreen, for that interview. Checking out now the highlights of set 4. There was a clear fight back coming from FU, especially at the start. Dongala checked back into the contest and provided early points for FUD and Steel.
It was a 4-set match for Criss Cross, but taking a look at all of the stat lines from set number 1 to set number 4, dikit yung scoring categories natin. Iilan lang yung lamang. Criss Cross in set number 4 had 3 attacks more compared to FEU, but it was, I guess, the errors still of FEU that cost them the set and the match. 8 unforced errors, only 7 for Criss Cross. But when you're behind in the attacking department, you can't score more on the errors. And this is, again, a learning process for FEU. Ang ganda pa rin ng pinakita nila kahit na natalo sila today. So they still have a good chance in making it to the next round.
As a collegiate team, there's absolutely no shame in losing to a squad as strong as the Criss Cross King Crunchers, but it is important for them to know that they can go head-to-head against this squad. Boy, this is going to be a firefight. Eco Oil LaSalle versus FUD and Steel Roofing at 4 p.m. on Friday, and then BNS will try and deal Signal HD a defeat. BNS with good momentum behind them after securing a win against the Navigators early today. That will be your doubleheader still here inside the Inare Sports Arena on Friday, as your Spikers Turf will be taking a break this Wednesday. For Mr. Rinsoy Baguio and for Neil Flores, we thank you for joining us in this stormy Sunday evening. We hope you enjoyed this battle between Criss Cross and FUD and Steel. More action coming your way. And this is your Spikers Turf Invitational Conference Preliminary Round.